Paige, and this is my mom, Patty, and this is Take 2 with Patty and Paige.
Hi, I'm Patty. On our channel, we're going to be recapping every episode of every season of your favorite reality TV shows.
So please like and subscribe our channel. The first show that we are going to recap is Sister Wives. Season 1, Episode 1.
Meet Kody and the Wives. So episode 1 starts with us meeting Kody in his little white sports car, which is really practical for someone with 3 wives and 12 kids. And he's taking us to his house to show us his house and introduce us to his 3 wives and his family.
He seems so excited to introduce us to his family, like he's a loving dad, he's a supportive husband. He's just really so excited. He has a special family.
His 3 wives.
So he is going to introduce us to Mary, which he has been married to for 20 years and has 1 child named Mariah. And then he is going to introduce us to Janelle, who he has 6 children with, and their names are
Logan, Madison, Hunter, Garrison, Gabriel, and Savannah.
And then he is going to introduce us to Christine, and Christine has 5 children and then 1 in the belly.
Okay, so Christine's kids are Aspen, McKelty, Peyton, Gwendolyn, Isabel, and she's pregnant with Truly. He's been married to Mary for 20 years. He's been married to Janelle for 17 years, and he's been married to Christine for 16 years.
They also talk about the house, so where everybody lives. So Mary and Janelle live upstairs on each side of the home, and then Christine lives in the basement. She's the basement one.
Yeah, but actually Janelle has the up and down on one side.
Yes.
And then
Christine.
Mary's on the top floor, and Christine is in the bottom floor. So it's kind of like
it's like an apartments in one home.
A house has been converted to apartments, which is common. Mm-hmm. So this first episode aired on September 26th of 2010. And he talked about his religion and his faith, and they talk about being fundamentalist Mormons, and they live in Lehi, Utah. And so polygamy is common for fundamentalist Mormons.
Right.
And Mary actually grew up in a polygamous home, and so did Christine. Janelle did not grow up in a polygamous home, and neither did Kody. Kody's father converted to polygamy when Kody was about 20, and when Kody came to visit his father and moved to where his father was in Wyoming, he started attending the church that his father went to, and that's where he met Mary, and that's where he met all of his wives, actually. But he met Mary, and he converted to the faith and became a polygamist.
So, and I have something to comment on this. Did Kody really want to be in the faith, or did he just think it was cool to have multiple wives?
Yeah, or did he just want to marry Mary?
Right, because, I mean, he's riding around in a sports car with 3 wives and 12 kids.
Yeah, and they were really young when they got married, which I guess is common. I don't know. I'm not real familiar with
the religion
or the practices. But in my opinion, they got married very young. So
well, and they all knew, like, it's wild how when Kody kind of just like stepped in and he got Mary, and then Mary kind of introduces. We start to learn that, like, Mary found Janelle, and then they found Christine. And then
so another interesting thing in this this first video is that he talked a lot about how he divided his time, and he was very insisted upon being very equal with the wives, rotating once every third night. Yes.
And he made it a point to do that. See, when we first started this, he was very, like, a great dad, great husband. He made sure he greeted every single wife when he got home. When he went to bed, he said goodnight to every single wife. And then, every third night, he would go to each part of the house. He was very, very attentive that way. And he made it a point to say on season 1, episode 1, that he did that.
And so this was in 2010, and this was the first introduction of mainstream Americans to
See
the
this.
life of a polygamist. So it was kind of intriguing to see actually how it worked.
He had a special family.
Not that I had any interest in this whatsoever.
But I want to know how it worked.
To watch them living this lifestyle.
Okay, so Christine cooks breakfast for Kody every morning and for her kids. She doesn't have a toaster. She believes that more people die from toasters than shark attacks. So she puts her bread in the oven, and you hear one of the kids go, "Mom, you burnt your toast again."
And I'm like thinking, she could burn the house down
She's gonna burn
with
the house
the
down.
bread in the oven. Maybe she should get a toaster.
Yes.
Now, what I thought was really interesting is, okay, there's 3 moms and a dad. So why is 14-year-old Logan cooking breakfast for all his brothers and sisters? I
On his
understand Janelle goes to work early. All right? That's a situation where she's going out and that's her career and her job. Isn't there anybody else that can make breakfast for her kids? Kody couldn't make breakfast for her kids. Maybe Mary could, because all she's doing is handing her kid a granola bar. All right? Makes no sense to me that you have a 14-year-old with that kind of responsibility when there are 4 adults in the household.
And I know Christine takes care of all the kids. How hard would it really be for her to make a few more scrambled eggs? Or
For the
a
other
few
kids.
more pieces of bacon? Or, the older kids can make their own breakfast. Send those younger kids downstairs to get some breakfast. It is not his responsibility to make his siblings breakfast at that age.
Yeah, and it's almost like Janelle is a single mother and relying on
Her
the
son.
oldest child to help raise the kids because I don't see the father there. And I'm sorry. I had children. I worked early in the morning. My husband made my kids breakfast before he went to work because that's a father's responsibility.
Well, when you are out the door and your husband is still home, your husband needs to step up, not your older kid.
Yeah, and so like I said,
Point blank.
4
Point
adults.
blank.
4 adults in the household. That kid should not be making his siblings breakfast.
Yes.
Sorry.
He is not the parent.
And then, they kind of then got to get, after he introduced everybody, that was, and their roles in the household. Kody worked. Apparently, he worked in advertising and sales. And they didn't really talk about it. There's been some talk, and I don't really know for sure if it's a fact, but there was some talk on the internet and stuff that he worked in firearm sales.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to talk about that on the show, so they just never mentioned it. But we also found out that Mary works, and we found out that Janelle works. We don't know what they do or where they work, but
they do work.
They do have jobs. Now, Christine was a stay-at-home mom, and
she takes care of the younger kids.
Yeah, and that's what she said. Her role was to keep
home.
the household running and take care of the kids. So, I mean, like you said, she could have been making breakfast for those other kids.
Few extra
too.
eggs, few extra pieces of bacon,
If
few extra
that's
pieces
what
of burnt
it's all
toast.
about, working together. Yeah, few extra pieces of burnt toast. I agree.
I mean, really.
So then they were kind of talking about the sister wife situation of having other wives, and there was.
Christine said that she got involved in this because she wanted the family. She wanted the sisters, she wanted the children, and she wanted, of course, Kody. But there was a comment.
She made a comment that was really interesting, and it's like I said, if we only knew then what we know now. Because Christine said there are situations where a girl will come into the family and she just wants the man and she doesn't want the family, and that rips the family apart. So, irony, right? And then they talked to Mary too.
Has now addressed that she has some concerns for herself of jealousy issues. So now this is popping up.
So that's day one from the beginning.
Right, but Mary has brought in these other women into their lives and everything was fine. But now Mary is saying that she has some jealousy issues.
And I wonder that too. I wonder how it works. I wonder if it just works in this family, or I'm not, like I said, I don't know a lot about the faith, but I wonder if it's the first wife that kind of has to approve the other wife.
Yes,
yeah, and
says, "Hey, go talk to her." I mean, kind of thing. How does it work?
Yeah,
I would love to actually research that a little more of how does it work. Does Mary have to pick his next wife?
Yeah, so it's interesting. And So that was interesting. And then it kind of leads into Kody's big announcement.
There is this huge announcement that he has to, I mean, clearly the wives already know, but the children. So now we're gonna watch.
We're gonna watch that. So episode 1 of season 1 ends with Kody's big announcement that he is courting a 4th wife.
So he proceeds to tell the family that we're not just going to grow by one with Christine's baby in the belly, but we are going to grow because he is courting Robin, and Robin has 3 children.
Now, what I found interesting was the reaction of some of the kids to this, particularly McKelty, Mariah, and Aspen, who really did not show any excitement. They just kind of stared. And actually, McKelty said, it was kind of weird because they had all grown up together and they had all their moms from the beginning. So it would be different to bring
children into the family.
And another mom into the family at this point.
Yep.
So that was kind of interesting. And that was the big announcement at the end of season 1.
So that is a wrap for season 1,
episode 1. Meet Kody and the wives. We really appreciate you watching the video. We hope that you'll subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for the next video. And remember, if we knew then what we know now.
And that's what we just keep thinking about every single time we're rewatching all of these episodes.
Have a good day.
Bye.